Hi, welcome back. So by now you should have a working front page. In this section we're just going to create the contact page. I'm going to show you how to do that and put a map on it in your address and the contact form. So just go into add new. And we can just call that contact. The page is actually still loading. Just wait for that. Click on backend editor. And I'm going to add a row. And this row is going to be 2 columns. In this column, I'm going to add our form. There it is. And we're going to use the one we copied. I haven't changed the name, I should have changed the name of that really. But that's all we need to do in there. That's that side of it. On this side, we're going to put in Google Maps. Now what we need to do, this iframe here, if you actually read this here, it will tell you how to actually go ahead and do it. I'm going to show you now anyway. So I'm going to Google Maps. And let's just say that I live here, which is actually where I live at the moment. So I click on that. And then I'm not actually doing what they tell me. Maybe I should do that because you used to be able to do this. Maybe it's in here. There it is, embed map. There's a bit of code here. So I hit Control C and come back to here. Hit Control A and do Control V. And then just save that. And then below this, in that same column, I'm going to put in let's find it. There it is, contact information. Doesn't need a title. You can say what time they're open from in here, so 10 till 6 maybe. Address line 1, so just to show you. City, postcode maybe. Like so. Save changes. And I'm just going to publish that. Now view the page. Switch to the page. See, we've got a nice page with a map. We've got our contact form, and we've got time, address, email, and phone. Now, doesn't seem to have put tag on to say where we are. So I'm just wondering whether it had done that correctly. This map is built for you. Okay, maybe they'll see it. It's saying you'll see your saved places on the map. Your visitors won't see those saved places. They'll see a map built for them. So hopefully they'll see the bit on there. Split that bit there. They should see that then in that case. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put a little header on it. So I'm going to just add a custom heading, and I'm going to just say contact information. Center it. Choose the default. Choose a separator. So we can see something that's good for contact. Let's use font awesome. Definitely something in here. Something like that maybe. Let's do that. Let's make it white colour. And what I want to do now, so now this row, put up here, and I want to make the row a stretch row. But we need to pad it. So if we pad it with 1 pixels there, and let's do 70 pixels there. Update that. Now we need to switch off breadcrumbs. Disable breadcrumbs. Update again. Here. Refresh. Okay. So we need to make that bigger, and it'd be also good if we could make this a different colour. In fact, what we can do is, if we close that, we want to put that show a bump on the bottom. there a bump on the bottom of this row here, and in here we added a separator. We're going to move that. So let's just click in there, click on nothing. Icon color, clear, save. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this row, the whole row, we can give it a background color. I'm going to copy that background color. I'm going to save that. And then this row, actually we're not in a row there. What we can do here is create another row. There's a row there. Oops. Just drag it up here. You can then grab this. This is the row, isn't it? Hang on. Didn't look like they were in a row, but they are in this row. So then what I can do with this row is I can need to add a separator to the top. So what I do is I create a second. Okay, so this is trial and error again. Been having a look at another one. What I've actually done is if we it's good training this. We just stretch row default. Let's get that back to normal. Let's just save the changes there. What we've done is down here is enabled this, so that we've then got page title. Now it did have a colour, there it is. That was not the colour I had before. Not sure how that's happened. Let's do this. Let's copy that colour. Put that contact me or contact us, or just contact. It's up to you. Select colour, looks good in white on green. Let's just have a quick look at that. Okay, so here we have contact. We just need to make that correct colour. We need to get rid of this header as well, because we no longer need that. That was a red herring. Let me just delete that completely. Just go back down here. Accept that. Let's update that. one should disappear. Okay, it has, but that is still not going to green. So let's just have another look. Select colour. That's why. It's not an image in there. That's definitely correct. Let's just like that. Now we probably want to disable that. I'm not sure why it's not taking that colour. Let's try it again. On disable. Let's see. So something about the way you select it. Maybe you need to click on this bit before you come out and it takes it. So it's now taking the colour. So if I update that, that should have disappeared as well. We're then going to create a bump. There we go. That's quite nice. I'm going to create a bump here with a little icon in it. The way we're going to do that is we're going to, on this row, we're going to create a bump. Show yes the bump. We want it at the bottom, and we're going to move it up slightly, and then we're going to, okay, so the colour is, once again, let's just do that, it's definitely in there, and we are going to, or rather than messing about, let's have a look. There's a nice one. Icon size, let's have it at 40 pixels. Let's just see what that looks like. Let's update that. See what happens. Okay, the bump didn't appear. Oh, it's down here. Ah, that's why. We selected bottom. So, actually move that at the top, I think. That's right. Okay. Okay. So you can kind of see what's gone on there. So let's have a quick look at. So it looks like we need a bit of icon spacing. And I'm guessing we'll probably need a bit of padding as well. Come back to that. Just let's do 28 pixels. Let's just refresh that. Great, so it's moved that down. So So what we need to do now is we need some padding to move this down, and we also need to move that up slightly. So let's just see what the padding will do first, because the padding may help it. So let's have a look at 50 pixels there. Okay, so that's moved that down nicely. We could do with moving that up a bit more. So 62. Push that. There we go. So that's looking a bit better. So you get the idea there. You can see there's a bit of trial and error involved in that as well. So just while we're doing this, we now have another menu item. In fact, you can go and add all your new menu items. So contact, add to menu. You just click on the ones you want there. You can also view all. These are just the most recent. So if you've got a lot of menu, got a lot of pages, you might only see the ones that are recent. So there we have contact now. I'll save that. There we go. Contact about. So you see why I chose green here, because it matches the colour scheme. Now that's something else you can look at. So if we go back to here and go to theme options and go to, let's go to general. Different themes have different areas where they put their settings. You can have a look in here. So at the moment, this has gone into typography probably because I was in it last. And this is what your fonts are set to. You can have a mess around with these. Secondary font is that. That means basically if it can't find the first font on a particular computer, because the fonts must exist on a device for it to display in those fonts, and as most fonts are default anyway, so it should be okay. But if you've used like a font that's it's kind of like quite rare and it's not around a lot, or it might not be on some older devices, then it will use a secondary font. So you then go into your H1, H2 and H3, 4 and 5 tags and the different heights for them. So if you think that you want your H2 tags bigger, you can do that. So it's H1 is 72, you've got 55, 40 and 30 and 18. So that's typography. Let's just go into general. Now, favicon, you can create an image that's 16 by 16. If you look in the top tab of your website, you'll probably see at the moment it's set to something like some magpies, because that's what the default is probably on this server. But you can change that. You can create your own image and put it there. It's usually good to use something that's like your logo. So you can upload one and it will just appear in there once you've selected it. And then primary colour will be the colour that's used throughout the site for like highlighted links. Like I showed you, this here is the primary colour, and you'll probably find that these are primary colours. If you want to use a different colour, then go ahead and change that. So let's just have a look. Let's change it to that. Save changes. If I go and refresh that. And there you go. There it's changed, as you can see. It's good probably to match this sort of stuff to that. So that's general. Top bar isn't actually on. If you want it on, I'll show you what it does. It's going to appear along the top of here. And there you go. So if you want your contact details up there, you can have them up there instead. For me, it takes up quite a lot of room, and if I don't find it's necessary. But that information's there. Look, if you want to do that, and also if you want to show media icons, links to your Facebook and all that sort of stuff, that will go up there as well. But I'm just going to switch that off. It's not necessarily necessary for me. So header. Again, we've been through this. You've created your in their default logo and left a transparent logo as well. In header though, you can change the logo size, so you might want to reduce that if your logo is too big at the moment. This here, if you switch those off, I'll go back to this screen. You see these two icons here. Because we're not using them at the moment and they're not really needed, you can switch those off. If I just refresh, you'll just see them, that they'll disappear. But if you did want to sell things on your website, there is a WooCommerce plugin that's available that's part of this theme, which we can touch on at the end of this course. So you can see your menu has now moved down there. So yeah, they're off. Logo spacing, if you want some top and bottom spacing, so that's top spacing. If you want spacing, either side of your logo. Again, typography. This is just for the header, I believe, typography. Whereas this one here is the whole website. So then click on pages, and when you get an error, it goes to a 404 page. Sometimes I can't find a page, and also a page missing. Don't worry about those, you don't really need them. Title, so this is going to say where the titles are going to appear. Now a lot of the time you're going to define your own, but if you go to a page, you go to about, we've actually got that on there. We have to go and change that, and yeah, we could get the title to appear, but that's where that's what that's defined. Shop. Okay, so moving on. So what your product's store is called, all that sort of stuff. I wouldn't worry too much about this at the moment. Blog. You might want to blog. It's good to have a bit of a blog. Put in some extra content in there. It all helps. Google will know what your site is really about if you use the keywords that are mainly about your site and what you offer in your services. Again, if you've got links to your social networks, so your Facebook pages, your Twitter page, all that sort of stuff, you can put all those in there. Again, buttons that appear on the site. Again, all sorts of stuff can be changed in there. And to change, I mean, look, if you look at that, there's that colour of the button with the outline of green. You've probably seen that somewhere. Footer. So the banner is enabled at the moment. We can switch that off. If you just look at that, see this area here, you can put a banner in there. There was one in there previously. We just refresh that page, you can see that's now disappeared. Looks a bit nicer. Enable widgets. This means you can put widgets in there, so you could put like a widget that displays your latest posts. That could go in there. Some background. This is obviously your background is black at the moment. And then this is where you put in your banner if you did have a banner. Again, you can upload an image. This is to do the spacing, that sort of stuff for the widget area. Widgets are actually under here, but we can come to those. And copyright, yeah, that's where you put your copyright information. Custom CSS. Now, if there's something on the website that you want to change but you can't be changed, then you can usually change the CSS for it. But this, you've got to know CSS basically in order to do that. I wouldn't worry about that too much, and yeah, I wouldn't worry about those. So that's your theme options, and yeah, that's it for this part.